You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is certainly interesting. But the more and more time that goes by after the firing of Sean McDermott, the more it's starting to look like the Buffalo Bills have potentially a bit of a dysfunctional situation going on with their coaching search as well. And, of course, after that disastrous press conference where the owner kept going on and was sort of a train wreck, a lot of people came away from that going, how functional is this ownership truly? And look, I've made a couple of videos the last couple of days about the train wreck that is the Brown search. But you got to sit back and wonder, did Sean McDermott combine with Josh Allen just cover up a whole lot of warts on the ass of the Bills ownership? And then you add in the fact that they not only kept Brandon Beane, who was the one I'd have fired him before I fired my coach. And then next year, yeah, if you didn't go any further, McDermott would have been out too. But he'd have been out for not acquiring talent and putting talent around Josh Allen and your coach. Your coach voiced the fact that he didn't believe this was a Super Bowl team, that he didn't believe there was enough talent on this team to win a Super Bowl. He had voiced it. Brandon Beane's had what, 3 Pro Bowlers in the last how many years? Not a great look. And now, because of how this ownership has sort of revealed itself in the last 4 days or so, combined with how all over the place this coaching search is starting to feel. And look, I think the Phillip Rivers thing is very intriguing. But it's so far out of the box that it's got people turning their heads. And also, if I'm going to be critical of the Browns for Mike McDaniel pulling his name out, I've got to be critical to the Bills too. Because he has now yanked his name out of the pool. But what's so interesting about all this is Bills fans. Yeah, this is how it's going. Bills Mafia has started an online petition, and this petition is to bring Sean McDermott back. To bring him back. Just rehire him. Just rehire him. Now, I brought this up because I'm fixing to show you the petition. I brought it up about 3 hours ago. Here's the actual petition. It's added about 3,500 names in the 3 hours I've had it brought up. There's over 70,000 signatures now on a petition to reinstate Sean McDermott. I just refreshed this. They added 100 signatures in about the last 5 minutes. I mean, wow. Wow. People are not happy. They're not happy with how this coaching search is going. And the leading contender, by the way, for the job right now is Brian Daboll. Now, look, you can sort of understand why they would be some connection there, right? Was in Buffalo, was with Josh Allen, helped develop Josh Allen. Josh Allen really likes him. Obviously, Josh Allen is part of this situation because he's setting in on all the interviews, right? Right now, the betting favorite is Brian Daboll. And he's he's sitting at a 39%. So he is overwhelmingly the favorite right now. But a lot of people are looking at the situation and they're like, is this coaching search going well? Mike McDaniel's now dropped out. Phillip Rivers interviewed, and yeah, I think Phillip Rivers is interesting. I do. I mean, there's a story I saw out there this morning that if he doesn't get the head coaching job, he may very well be the quarterback's coach, which I think is a little bit in the neighborhood of where he should be, or the offensive coordinator. Actually, I think he could be a really good offensive coordinator. I mean, he knows offense inside and out. He can call plays. Phillip Rivers, right now in the NFL. And if that's all there was to being a head coach, I mean, he might be able to do that job right now. But we've talked about this just the other day. One of the reasons you look for these established head coaches is there's a whole lot of things not necessarily related to football these guys got to do. And it can put new coaches at a disadvantage walking in the door. So you see this right here, 70,467 signatures. At the time Florio wrote the article last night, there was 60,000 signatures on it. Florio acknowledges in 25 years of covering the sport, he's never seen an online petition to bring a coach right back. I've never heard of it either. The mere existence of the petition highlights how poorly the Bills have handled the situation. The decision to simultaneously announce the firing of McDermott and the promotion of GM Brandon Beane rubbed many the wrong way. He goes on to note, look, they could have promoted him after the draft. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have promoted him. He'd be in an unemployment line right now. But, yeah, if you were going to promote him, why'd you do it now, right when you fired the coach? Especially when questions about personnel was going to come out of this thing. In Wednesday's press conference with owner Terry Pagula, and Beane surely believed would make things better, served to only make things worse. Yeah, the press conference turned this into a shit show, is what happened. And of course, as you can expect, and Florio points it out, obviously Sean McDermott's not coming back. But 70,000 Bills fans? I mean, I don't know exactly how many fans that stadium holds up there. 70,000 Bills fans created a public petition to bring back Sean McDermott. Mike McDaniel is out of the running. And I'm going to tell you what I find odd. Did he in part pull his name out because they interviewed Phillip Rivers? I wonder about that. I'm not saying that's the reason he decided he's going to go work for the Chargers. But I could see that rubbing some former head coaches the wrong way. I think they ought to suck it up because Phillip Rivers is intriguing. It is. It's interesting. I can understand them at least talking to him because there's a relationship with Josh Allen. But a lot of fans are looking and they're going, yeah, we sort of get the Brian Daboll thing, but at the same time, Brian Daboll was what? Like, and I'm just coming off the top of my head, like 20-31 or something like that. 20-30. I'm going off the top of my head. I saw it the other day. With the Giants, and you're replacing a guy that won, I think it was 98 games, 90 or 98 games, a 600 winning percentage, you're bringing Daboll in for Sean McDermott. And that's supposed to be a perceived upgrade, right? It's a hard sell to view that as an upgrade. And obviously, some in the fandom are pissed about all this. I saw this petition. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen fans. You always see fans. Look, the one thing I've learned from talking NFL, nobody hates the head coach like your fandom. Unless you're another group of fans talking shit about their coach. But the fans themselves, for the most part, hate their head. I saw Chiefs fans that wanted Andy Reid fired for missing the playoffs one damn year, basically. 49ers fans, I'm one of them. I'm a Niners fan. There's plenty of Niners fans that would like to see Kyle Shanahan gone. And I've questioned him at times. But unless we got a clear-cut upgrade, unless Jim Harbaugh's walking back through that door, no. You keep Kyle Shanahan because you're not going to get anybody to replace him. That's the thing. Tell me what you think. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Bills fans that be like, I wanted that sumbitch gone. Okay, but 70,000 of your fellow fans didn't want him gone, or they at least want him back now that the damn coaching search looks like a shit show. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.